Folks, my YouTube dream is coming true. I am a co-host for the Queer Lit Readathon. G'day folks, I'm Wren, they, them, and I cannot believe this day is here. I'm a co-host for my favorite readathon of all time. So what the hell is the Queer Lit Readathon? I will tell you. It is a month-long readathon happening in June where we're reading queer literature. Any kind of queer books, comics, manga, short stories, non-fiction, whatever. As long as it's queer, read it. So the Queer Lit Readathon does have 2 rounds each year, one in June, usually one in December. June is the month-long readathon, whereas in December it's about a week. There is also a kind of year-long-ish challenge happening on Instagram where every month a new lot of prompts are announced. You can do that if you want. It's all good queer fun over here. So the Queer Lit Readathon was created by Kathy from Kathy Trithart and Rogan from Rogan Shannon. This round, Kathy is the official classic host, as it were, and I am the co-host. Rogan will be doing graphics and all of the information, if I don't say it or if Kathy doesn't say it, all the information will be on Rogan's website. I will leave all of the links down below, so please do go and check that out. So when is it? June 1st to 31st. So the readathon starts on June 1st in your time zone. Doesn't matter which time zone you're in. For instance, I'm in Australia and Kathy is in Canada, so very different time zones. That doesn't matter. Your time zone, you can start reading then, and then until the end of June, again, midnight your time is when it will end. So the only kind of thing you got to do is read queer books. But we do have a bingo board that you can complete. There is the very, very lovely done bingo board. Now I'm going to go through every square just so I can clarify some things for you and let you know some information. So our first prompt is outside. Now this can mean several different things. You can read a book outside. You can read a book outside your comfort zone. You can read a book set outside. Anything like that, you can interpret that whichever way you like. And then the next square is group read. And our group read this round is Wrong Answers Only by Tobias Madden. I've been so excited to read this for so long. So it says Marco should be at university studying biomedicine. Instead, he's been sent to live on a cruise ship in the Mediterranean with his estranged uncle, all because of a blip everyone else is convinced was a panic attack. And even though Marco's trip is supposed to provide answers about himself and about his family, all he finds on board the Ocean Melody are more and more questions. But then his best friend Cece proposes a new plan. For someone who has always done the right thing in every possible way, it's time for Marco to get a few things wrong. And hooking up with a hot dancer from the ship is only the beginning. So this will fit many prompts. It will fit the outdoor prompt that I've already mentioned, at least one other prompt for sure. And there are some that you might be able to get away with reading this as well. But this will be the group book for this round. So Kathy and I will be reading it. I'm very much looking forward to this and I hope you will read along with us. Third square is small town queers. So this just means a queer book set in a small town. If you want to stretch it, you could say a queer main character that was from a small town and is then adjusting to big city life, maybe. But there are definitely plenty of small town queer books that you can find. So the fourth square is the choose your own prompt, as it is every round. So you can literally choose whatever prompt you want. You could make up your own prompt. You could use one of the prompts from any of the previous rounds of the Queer Lit Readathon, or just use it as a free space. The fifth square is short and or sweet. So for this, you could read either a short book, doesn't have to be sweet, or you could read a slightly longer book, but that is sweet or wholesome or anything like that. Or you could read both, short and sweet. The sixth prompt is Australian author. I wonder why that was chosen. If you couldn't tell or didn't know, I am from Australia, and I gotta tell you, there is a lot of really good queer Australian literature out there that I think needs way, way more popularity. So an Australian author, there are plenty of them. I will hopefully be having a recommendation video coming out before the readathon starts, but Tobias Madden is from Australia. Square 7 is a plus size main character. So this obviously means a character that is plus size, fat, chunky, however the book describes them. A plus size main character, obviously, as well as it being queer. So for prompt number 8, we have a 2025 release. It can be at any point in 2025. It can be released in January or released the very end of May. You can do whatever you want for this prompt. It can release in June as long as it has been published in 2025. I do have a video that was the 2025 queer releases that I'm most excited for. If you want to go have a look at that and find something, go for it. For number 9, we have alliteration. So for alliteration, think of a title where there's a few different words and they all kind of start with the same letter. Sometimes you can stretch it to the same sound. All right, from behind me, here's a option, Summer of Salt. So we have 2 S's at the beginning of the words of the title. I hope that helps explain it, but just more than one word starts with the same letter. Again, hopefully I'll be having a recommendation video coming out shortly, so there will be some options there. For number 10, we have one-time author. Now what we mean with this is either an author that you've only read one book from or one series from. For number 11, we have a banned book. This is so relevant now more than ever, I would say. Many queer books have been banned over the years. There are lists online if you need that. Again, I will have recommendation video coming out, and we do have recommendations coming on the Instagram. It could be banned from libraries or schools, or just banned from that country in some cases. So just banned somewhere. The next square is borrowed. So both Kathy and I are very huge lovers of the libraries. Utilizing your library is such a good thing to do. I have found some of my favorite books of all time by just scouring library shelves, and I'd never heard of the books before. So I highly recommend, if you are able to go to your local library and just peruse the shelves, see what you find. If you can't physically go to the library, most libraries these days do have apps that you can put a book on hold for, or they have ebook libraries or audiobook libraries. The options are available to you, but just any queer book that you can borrow. The next prompt is the 1990s. Now for this, you can do it one of 2 ways. You could either find a queer book that was published in the 1990s, so that's a whole 10-year period that you could find some books from, or you could find a queer book that is set in the 1990s. Number 14 is manga. Because of course, if I was gonna be on the Queer Lit co-host, I was gonna try and fit some manga in there. So we are looking for queer manga. I do have a 5 Friday video up on my channel. So there are 5 options there for queer manga if you wanted that. I will try and leave as many links below to videos that I've already done if you wanted any of those. So square number 15 starts with O. So this came about because this is round 15 of Queer Lit Readathon. The 15th letter of the alphabet is O, square 15. For this, you can either do a book that starts with the letter O, or you could do the author's first or last name starts with the letter O. Either are fine. We will accept the titles having like the, a, and before it, that's all fine. Now, Kathy has been doing A to Z recommendations for years now, so please go check out that playlist. You will definitely be able to find some books in there that you can read. Again, I would try and link all of these down below, but there's going to be a lot of videos for you to watch. And then our very last prompt is continued. So this just means continue a book series that you've started, or a manga series or comic series that you might have started. Read the next installment of that. So those are all of the prompts. Now, if you were struggling for recommendations, like I've said, I will try and put up a recommendation video sometime in May. Definitely before the readathon, but I am going to try and do that. I believe Kathy is also going to try and put up a recommendation video, but both Kathy and I both have many queer videos on our channels, so go check out any queer video we've ever done. You might be able to find some recommendations there. We also have the Queer Lit Readathon Instagram, and that is at queer_lit. And on there, Kathy and I will both do a recommendation for a few of these categories. so you can always check out those, as well as previous year's Queer Lit Readathon posts. There's a lot of posts on there with a bunch of really good queer books, so make sure you have a scroll through that. So if you've missed any information, be sure to check out Rogan's website at Rogan Shannon. There will be a Queer Lit FAQ there. But just some questions you might ask. Can we double up? You sure can. You can double up as many times as you want. Go for it. Do I have to make a bingo? No, you don't. You can read one book for this entire readathon and consider it complete. It is up to you how much you are able to participate in this readathon. So once again, the readathon starts from the 1st of June in your time zone until the end of June in your time zone, which I think is the 30th. I keep wanting to say the 31st, but I'm pretty sure it's the 30th. And just a bit of a heads up, make sure everything you are posting for the Queer Lit Readathon has two things. One, make sure any videos are captioned, because this makes it accessible for as many people as possible to watch and enjoy your videos. Also, make sure you tag us at hashtag QueerLitRead. Now, we also have a Storygraph page and a Goodreads page, so I will leave the links to those down below. Please go ahead and check them out. Let everyone else know what you're reading. That would be really, really helpful. We also have a Discord that you can go and check out. I really hope I've actually managed to give you all the information that you need. But yeah, we really, really hope that you will join us this June to read as many queer books as possible. Thank you so much to Kathy for letting me be a part of this round. I am so excited. I'm definitely going to try and give as much recommendations as I can, and I will be going live during June for the Queer Lit Readathon. Again, please make sure you are subscribed to Kathy's channel for all the queer goodness. But really hope you join us, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.